All right, let's dive into something that's equal parts mind-bending and thought-provoking. Imagine a film that blends real history, fiction, and AI to hold up a mirror to our chaotic world. That's Asphalt Guerrilla, the latest from Edgar Pêra, a filmmaker who's been pushing boundaries since the 80s. But here's the kicker. This isn't just a movie about a radical far-left group in 80s Portugal. It's also a meta-commentary on filmmaking itself. And personally, I think that's where it gets really interesting. First, let's set the stage. The film revisits the FP25, a militant group active in Portugal between 1980 and 1987. Bombings, bank robberies, the whole 9 yards. But what makes this really stand out is how Pêra weaves in the story of Manuel Ricardo de Sousa, a group member who was lynched after a robbery. It's based on Sousa's book, but here's the twist: the film isn't just about the past. It's about Pêra's own journey as a filmmaker, his guerrilla approach to cinema, and his refusal to compromise with the system. From my perspective, this duality is what makes Asphalt Guerrilla so compelling. It's not just retelling history, it's questioning how we tell stories in the first place. Now, let's talk about the AI element, because this is where things get meta. Pêra uses AI-generated images in the film, but here's the catch: he leaves clues to show which parts are AI-made. Why? To highlight the dangers of AI, especially in how it blurs the line between reality and fabrication. Personally, I find this fascinating because it's not just a gimmick, it's a commentary on our current moment. We're living in an era where AI can create news, art, even entire narratives. Pêra's point? If we're not careful, we risk losing our originality. And honestly, that's a scary thought. What this really suggests is that AI isn't just a tool, it's a mirror reflecting our own tendencies to outsource creativity. One thing that immediately stands out is Pêra's background as a Neuro-Punk filmmaker. In the 80s, he was part of the DIY counterculture, using cameras as weapons to fight the system with ideas, not violence. Fast forward to today, and Asphalt Guerrilla feels like a natural extension of that philosophy. But here's where it gets deeper. Pêra isn't just critiquing radicalism, he's critiquing the system that breeds it. In my opinion, this is the most important takeaway. Radicalism isn't the problem, it's a symptom of a decaying system. And if you take a step back and think about it, that's a perspective we don't hear enough in mainstream media. What many people don't realize is how timely this film is. Wars, political unrest, the rise of AI. Pêra didn't set out to make a timely film, but it ended up being one. He calls it synchronicity, and I think he's onto something. Even in the best of times, there's exploitation, inequality, and suffering. So, the film isn't just about the 80s or Portugal, it's about us, right now. A detail I find fascinating is how Pêra refuses to romanticize the past. He's not nostalgic for the 80s, he's using it as a lens to examine the present. That's what makes this film feel so urgent. Finally, let's talk about Pêra's next project, The Spiral of Fear, which tackles big tech and media manipulation. Honestly, it feels like a natural next step. If Asphalt Guerrilla is about the decay of the system, The Spiral of Fear sounds like it's going to dig into who's pulling the strings. And that raises a deeper question. Can art really change anything? Pêra seems to think so, and I'm inclined to agree. Filmmaking, at its best, isn't just entertainment. It's a weapon, a mirror, and a call to action. So, here's my closing thought. Asphalt Guerrilla isn't just a film, it's a challenge. It challenges us to question what's real, who's in control, and what we're willing to fight for. Personally, I think that's the kind of art we need right now. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to hear your take.